I bet you didn't know this, but apparently they're conducting yet another investigation of the election results of the state of Arizona. Even though a couple months ago we got the results of that audit from Maricopa County that found that, oops, Joe Biden actually won by even bigger margins than we had thought before. Recently, State Attorney General Mark Barnovich decided to give in to Donald Trump's demands, because Trump has apparently still been demanding that they keep doing this, gave in to the demands and launched an investigation into the election once again that has now been recounted, it has been verified, and it has been audited. And all three of those times, and four if you include the initial, vote count, Trump has lost Arizona 4 times. But apparently he's not content with that, and he wants to lose it a 5th time, so he's forced them to start this new investigation. And what's hilarious is that somehow the state has now picked investigators who are somehow more incompetent than the folks at Cyber Ninjas. Because let's not forget, Cyber Ninjas had no experience auditing elections. They had no experience with elections, no experience with ballots, with any of the electronics involved. They were just kind of making it up as they go, learning on the job. That was about as bad as you could get. But then Barnovich, the Attorney General, says, you know what? I bet I can do better. I bet I can find people even more incompetent than that. And somehow he did. Because these investigators, during an interview with a Democratic official from Maricopa County, admitted on tape that they don't know how elections work. They don't know what's going on. They don't know anything about voting machines and all that, scary technology. They know nothing, and they were caught on tape admitting it while they were questioning this Democratic official from Maricopa County. So as bungled as that first audit was, as embarrassing as it was for the state of Arizona, hold on to your hats, because things are about to get so much screwier in the state of Arizona. But this is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, Trump's lost the state 4 times. 4 separate times. They have confirmed that he didn't win the state of Arizona. But he forced them. He forced this Attorney General Barnovich to go out there and conduct this investigation. And God only knows what he thinks is going to be found. We've looked at the routers. We've looked at the machines. We've recounted the paper ballots. Everything that could possibly be done has pointed to the fact that Donald Trump legitimately and fairly lost that election. If anything, Joe Biden's the one who got screwed because we found hundreds of more votes for him. Whatever. This is how elections work now. This is what Republicans are going to do. And of course, this is why Republicans are trying to stack local election boards with their own extremist members so that they can control things like this in the future, so that they can throw out ballots they don't want. If there's any kind of small discrepancy whatsoever, boom, gone. And then they don't have to worry about going through all these steps of massive investigations, ballot audits. They can do it right there in real time as the votes come in. And that's what's so scary. It is fun to laugh at these idiots because they don't know what they're doing. They're caving to Donald Trump, who has no actual power right now. But at the end of the day, this actually is a pretty significant and scary story. Because this is how elections are going to work from now on anytime a Republican loses. And again, they're also trying to put their people in place to make sure that Republicans can't lose in the future.